This week on Lost, Saeed and Jack have been playing dress up.
You should go back to the caves. Saeed's leg.
I dressed Saeed's leg.
He wasn't on the plane.
Who wasn't on the plane?
Ethan, the Canadian guy. He's not in the passenger manifest.
Don Monahan thinks he's still recording for Lord of the Rings.
Not idly do the leaves of Lorien fall.
And Locke and Jack see who can breathe the most. Welcome to my Lost Rewatch, where I'm revisiting every episode of Lost and talking about the good, the bad, and the mysteries. This week is Season 1, Episode 11, All the Best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues. Let's get lost! Jack has been sent into a frenzy of guilt by Claire and Charlie being abducted. Whilst he runs into the jungle to look for the pair, Locke calmly launches a search party, and Michael goes south. In flashbacks, we learn that what sent sad sack Dr. Jack's dad into a mad, sad, suicidal dad drinking spree was that Jack tattled on his father, the chief of surgery, for drinking on the job. Back on the island, Ethan confronts Jack and declares that he is the Joker.
If you do not stop following me, I will kill one of them.
I'm a man of my word.
And in a moment that fans in 2004 called a cop-out, but which fans in 2025 says was a great scene, Jack declares that he is Batman.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
As he gets nuts and beats the crap into Charlie. Somewhere nearby, Star Trek loving Boone and Weatherman Locke find something metallic in the ground. Ooh, and that was All the Best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues, a not-so-subtle title from this week's episode writer, Javier Grillo Marxuach. Now, one of my favourite things about this episode is just how it's one of those like place setter episodes where it's like a stone across that river, where on this side you have not lost and this side you have lost. And so we took our first jump with the pilot. We're on the first rock and we've got the monster and we've got polar bears, we've got people surviving a plane crash with barely any injuries at all. Let's leap on to the next one. Hoi! Now we're into walkabout, and whoa, this guy can walk all of a sudden. Now, hoi! We've got solitary, and we're meeting this crazy French woman who seems to have been on the island, and she's talking about sicknesses, and she's talking about whispers and others, and hoi! Now, hey, we are here with All the Best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues, where we are introduced to the others and the Dharma Initiative. And so yes, right now the others are just an incredibly strong guy called Ethan, and right now the Dharma Initiative is just a piece of metal in the ground. But what they are going to go on to represent is fate and destiny. Now, that's all very far in the future. Those aspects are very far in the future. But I love the idea that they are semi-introduced. They're kind of introduced in this episode. Damon Lindelof, the showrunner, is on record as being someone who only wanted to put something into the show once he had an idea of what it was. Maybe that idea would change in the future, but he would only put something into the show once he had a running theory of what it was going to be. And so the idea that you now have the Dharma Initiative in there, whether the studio execs wanted it or not, means that he is now sure of where the show is going, at least into season 2. But Lost isn't just one man, no. No, it's not just Damon Lindelof. No, another reason that this episode is kind of important is because it's the first one that's directed by Stephen Williams. So Lost had two main directors. We had directing producer Jack Bender, and we have Stephen Williams. And between them, they directed most of the show. Jack Bender directed 43 episodes, and Stephen Williams did 26. The rest of the episodes were divvied up between about 24 of the directors, who did one or two or a few more episodes each. And you have the aspect, the idea of the audience is also now pushing for that genre side of things, or that mystical side of things, because there were a bunch of comments that were saying that Locke's feeling inside was the island guiding him. Charlie being brought back to life, well, resuscitated. They were saying that was the island healing him. And so I like that you've got all of these pieces of the engine that are going together, and it's like, from this episode now, we've put the ignition into the car, we've turned it, and the motors come on, and now we are driving towards what the rest of this season is going to be. Up until now, we've kind of been surviving and learning about a few things here and there, but now we have like a direction that we are going in. We have an opposition in the others, and we have something to learn about, which is the hatch. And we also have something which I am remiss for not introducing earlier, but it is the jackface. What is a jackface, you might ask? Well, a jackface is this.
Come on! Come on, Charlie! Come on! Come on!
Stop!
Come on!
Look at that jackface. We've had a few of them before, like here. Or this. But this is one of my favorites. Alright, anyway, I'm waffling on too much, so let's spin that donkey wheel and go back in time to see what people were saying about this episode when it aired. So this comment struck me, where someone thought that Ethan was being played by Kevin Durand, which is funny because he will come on as a pretty bad egg who makes good eggs in season 4.
Thank you. I make good eggs.
People are really picking up that there's something definitely strange or supernatural about Walt. But it helps that in this episode, Walt is shown to be interacting with a whole bunch of people, and he's not just having the storyline where Walt, stay away from Locke, and then Walt goes to Locke, and then hey Walt, stay away from Locke, and then Walt goes to Locke, and then Walt, hey, stay away from... He's actually getting some good meaty scenes with other islanders for once. Another big takeaway was the fact that a lot of people really didn't like the fake out of Charlie's death. I kind of understand this in the sense of, like, back in 2004 there was this like rumor / spoiler that they would kill off a major character, so doing a fake out death like this is maybe seems disingenuous, but I think that the way that it's played out in the episode is so good. I think that it really is played out like you genuinely believe he has died, but then you also genuinely believe in Jack's sorrow, grief, guilt, and passion for beating the shit into Charlie that he does bring him back. Most people are talking about how Ethan is weirdly strong, and just people theorizing about what that metal plate was. And you get some that are pretty on the nose, where they think that there's an underground series of tunnels, which is where the others live, which is to an extent kind of true, but yeah, there was a lot of cool talk about that stuff too. Then obviously we've got our obligatory Kate hate. I'm not necessarily joining the Kate hate per se, but I will say, watch her acting, her hand acting, whenever she's in panic mode. It's kind of funny.
Are you okay?
The comment of the week for me: so the island is alive or has magical power. If this is the case, I'll stop watching now. Oh no, sorry, this one is my favorite comment. Wait a minute, it just ended, some stuff happened, and then some other stuff happened. Charlie croaked and then croaked about croaking, and then next, what the fuck? I mean, that's generally how an episode of television works. Some stuff happens, and then some more stuff happens, and then it's the end. Yeah, just like the end of this section now. We talked about some stuff, and then we talked about some other stuff, and now it's the end of this section, and it's time to go to Let It Rip. Now, we don't actually have a Let It Rip section this week because Charlie did not pass away. Live in peace, Charlie. And just be thankful that Jack's amazing chest compressions didn't do this to you.
No pulse. I'm starting compressions.
Cap, medical's here.
Alright, so let's move on to whose side are you on? And this is where I talk about the episode's MVP. Now, I'm sorry to choose this one again, but I'm on Jack's side.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Look, are you telling me that you've never had a moment like this?
Would it kill you to give the guy a little space?
It might.
Stop that.
What?
That.
Or that you've never felt emotion at finally getting recognition from somebody that you love?
I've had to sacrifice certain aspects of my relationship with you so that hundreds and thousands of patients will live because of your extraordinary skills.
Only to lash out when you realize that they've betrayed you?
Kills.
Jack.
And look, some of Jack's behavior is a little over the top. For example, I would hate for this to happen to Jack. Uh-oh. Because if this happens, we know what he's doing. But once again, he's just the guy with like the world on top of his shoulders. Everybody's coming to him and he's got the guilt and the weight and the pressure of that on his shoulders. And he's just trying to fix a mistake that he made. And other characters are right. For example, like when Kate calls him up on his behavior, or when Locke says like that he's the only doctor and that he should stay safe. But what can you do? Oh, Jack. I love you. Alright, let's go to It's Hot Out Here. Now, let's keep this short. It's Saeed and Sawyer. In the comments, there was a lot of these people saying, ho yay. I didn't get a lot of ho yay between Saeed and Sawyer. And I didn't really understand that until I looked it up and I found out that ho yay is insinuated sexual chemistry between two male characters. I don't know where the ho comes from. I don't know where the yay comes from. But there's that. And yeah, not much happens in the scene, but let's just sit back, close our eyes, and imagine Saeed and Sawyer just going at it. Oh. Whoa. All right. Don't put it there. Okay. Let's go on to Who Be Lying. This week's Who Be Lying is Christian Shepherd. Christian Shepherd, liar! Liar! We got a few mysteries this week. How is Ethan so strong? Are we sure Hurley wasn't right and that his name is Lance? Because them arms are strong. Does Charlie have the sickness that Rousseau was talking about? I mean, that's a good idea, that Charlie could have had the sickness. I kind of like to think of it in the way where, like, I don't think this seriously, but it is a headcanon that I would accept of someone else. Where in Harry Potter, people like that theory that the Dursleys were such fuckheads to Harry because he had a Horcrux inside him which made them evil. Now, I like that theory, and I don't think it's true. I think the Dursleys were just cunts. But, yeah, so it's the same here. It's like, I like the idea that Charlie had the sickness, and that's what made him such a miserable bastard from now up until, like, middle of season 3. But it's not true, unfortunately. And what was that noise that we heard? Was that Claire or an animal? Well, we kind of actually get that answered in the epilogue.
Genetic alteration. These fascinating hybrids, or hybrids as we call them,
will be released and monitored to see how they adapt to the unique properties of the island.
Where to now?
Did you hear her?
What? Hear who?
That bird just say my name?
Yeah, it did. Right before it crapped gold.
Alright, that was it for All the Best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues. Daddy. Thank you for joining me. Agree with me or disagree with me, but please be nice in the comments, and I will see you in another video, brother.
Next Wednesday.
We're stranded on an island. No one's coming for us.
The new episode everyone's been waiting for.
Something you want to tell me about this little suitcase?
It's mine.
Out here, everyone has a secret.
She tell you what's inside?
I want the truth.
And some will stop at nothing to keep it.
She lied, brother.
Stop lying to me. Tell me the truth.
Nominated for a Golden Globe as the best drama series on television. And all new Lost. Followed by the season premiere of Alias next Wednesday starting 8.